Detachable penis.
Ew, what?
Have you not heard that song? Everybody's heard that song.
I have not.
What? It was
I'm
on the radio like 10 years ago, but...
Okay, I'm out of touch on anything that has to do with music recently. Because I just listened to podcasts my whole life.
Yeah, not 10 years ago you didn't?
I know, that's why you caught me off guard and I said, okay, but I still don't know that song.
It's true. I sang it at work because I don't know why it's been stuck in my head. And the guy that I work with was like real confused too. And I was like, it's a song.
How does the rest of it go? What's it about?
It's about a guy that has a detachable penis and that he loses it. And sometimes he thinks about getting it permanently put on, but then he wouldn't be able to have it.
Is it really a girl?
I don't know. I never looked into the deepness of the song, the depth. I didn't try to find an inner meaning.
What is the message it's trying to convey?
It was a man singing and he had a detachable penis. Detachable penis.
It was on the radio?
Yeah.
Oh, like, are we talking like Rock 105.3 or like 933?
Rock 105.3 and 91X.
So it's like rock.
Yeah.
Alternative rock.
Alternative rock. Something that you might have actually listened to.
Yeah. That's confusing. I've never... Maybe you're just not singing it right.
That's probably true.
It can't be that.
I am a professional, but, you know.
It usually feels like the person you're impersonating is in the room, so... I'm going to go with that's not it.
Oh, man.
God damn!
Hey, everybody. Welcome to episode 21.
Episode 21. It's already episode 21. We're legal to drink.
Yay!
In podcast terms.
Of I said goddamn.
I said goddamn.
Every time. Repeat it every time.
That's because...
You have to.
I do.
Somebody can't just say, I said goddamn, and then you not repeat it.
Well, I mean, the quote that it came from, she said it a couple times.
I said goddamn. I said goddamn. Too bad we don't do cocaine.
I know. Could you imagine us on cocaine, though? That'd be horrible.
Yeah, that'd be terrible. Neither of us should ever pick that shit up.
No. Oh, God.
Or really any drug. We shouldn't be allowed to drink coffee.
No. Any uppers really aren't something that we need in our life.
A downer might, like, level us out.
Yeah, then people would be like, oh, they're normal.
I feel like if you had to compare us in the dog world, we're like chihuahuas.
Oh, yeah,
like,
for sure.
Wow. Their
Yeah.
eyes are big and they're small and loud.
That's exactly. Oh, my God. That's sad.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're cute.
Very rarely.
Yeah, it's very rare.
Which also portrays to us now that we've had kids.
Exactly.
Like, we could be cute if we wanted.
Yeah, sometimes we could dress up nice.
But I don't
want
wanna.
to. No.
Fucking mom, man. I'm gonna put that mom button on. I earned that shit.
Yeah, you're lucky I got makeup on today.
I do feel pretty lucky.
As you should.
I had to leave the house, so I put my makeup on. Actually, I had to leave the house. We'll just leave this. This will be a great segue into my goddamn. I had to leave the house because I had to take my kid to the doctor this morning on a fucking Saturday.
Oh.
Because 2 weeks ago, I had to take him in, and he had an ear infection and a ruptured eardrum.
No.
Again. Did I mention that on the podcast? Was that one of my goddams?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. But anyway, I probably had a lot more shit going on that week. So this one
barely made it by.
Yeah, it wasn't the biggest goddamn. But
He's had them before, though. This poor kid.
I know. And the doctor was saying, like, hey, like, you need to come back in a month. And if it doesn't heal, then we need to look into maybe giving him tubes or something. And we need to make sure his hearing is okay because he's had like 2 ruptured eardrums.
Oh
and
my
that's
God.
a lot. Yeah, for, he's like 2 and some change now. And we have like a history of ear infections in our family between me and Lee, and then all down my family. Shit goes on for generations. We just have fucked up ears.
You guys should stop breeding.
Yeah. It's a miracle we've made it this far. Just because of modern medicine is why I'm here.
It's because you guys are all cute.
Like chihuahuas.
Exactly.
Sometimes.
It's the only way you guys are kept alive.
They feel sorry for us. Give them some fucking amoxicillin. Let them go. Anyway, so I took him in. We gave him antibiotics and ear drops, and that was 2 weeks ago. And then today, actually the last 2 days, he's been kind of fussy and like poking at his ear again. And I looked at in there with like a flashlight, and it looks gross. It's like this big old white ball.
Ugh.
And it looks like infection. And I was like, and he kind of sounded congested this morning when he woke up. He like coughed a couple times and like, he just sounds like a mouth breather right now, which I mean, for a majority of his life, he's been a mouth breather. But it just came on this morning. So I'm like, oh no, like is his ear making him sick or is he getting sick again or what?
Poor
but
guy.
He doesn't have any snot or anything. And he's like acting happy and chipper. He just gets like, if he's like fucking around with something and he can't figure it out, he'll like throw a fit.
Yeah.
Really fast, and that's usually not him. Like, usually he'll be like, Mama, help, or something. Anyway, so I'm like, all these signs, we should take him to the doctor. And Lee was like, I think you're being over dramatic. But he didn't say that. He was like...
He said it with his eyes.
Yes, he said it with his soul and his heart. But the words were, if that's what you think we should do.
Yes, honey, whatever you say, honey.
Yeah. And then so I thought I was being like the crazy mom and like overthinking it.
Yeah.
But I was like, you know what? Fuck it. We're going to go because it's going to take 2 seconds. He's not like deathly ill or anything. They're just going to look in his ear. So it's not going to be
give
like
him some antibiotics or whatever the fuck you're supposed to do.
Yeah. Like we paid $200 for these eardrops.
Jesus
after
Christ.
Insurance. Yeah.
What?
This shit is expensive.
You better not use it all. Save it for next time.
Well, that's what we did last time. And I didn't realize it was the same shit. But now I do. So I have 2 bottles. I have $400 of fucking eardrops.
Well, I know where I'm going when I be in your house.
Yeah, seriously.
Gotta get that black market eardrops.
If you ever have to get eardrops for your son, let's check the prescription.
Oh my God.
You got a set. But anyway, so we go to the doctor, and the doctor looks in there, and she's like, yeah, there's like some infection in there, but that could be the old infection. And she like moved it out of the way. I don't know what that means. She grabbed like this little spoon and said she moved it out of the way so she could see the eardrum.
She didn't just pull it out then?
No, that's what I was like. Can you just scoop it out?
Yeah, can you
I'll
just
watch
get that out? Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And she said that she could see some fluid in his eardrum and that he could just be getting sick again or there could always be fluid in there. She really couldn't give me an answer. And she was like, he's fine though. Like there's no action right now. Just follow up with your pediatrician in a couple weeks. There's nothing you could do. Like, it's not getting any worse. It doesn't look too bad. Like, it looks like the medicine helped from last time.
Yeah.
Is what she was getting at. But that there's no action or anything, right? And then as she walks away to go, like, print up the paperwork, I look over at my husband. And he is looking at me with the face of, happy now?
Fucking told you.
Fucking told you. And I was like, don't you make me feel bad. And then the doctor came in and like we did our little thing. And as I was walking away, we're in the hallway and I was like, am I never going to hear the end of this? And Lee just looked at me and he goes, I'll never bring it up again. But so we have an understanding, but I also know that I lost this one.
Damn. I'll never bring it up again. What a guy.
Yeah.
That's the perfect
guy.
line.
That's how marriages work.
Don't ever bring up my faults.
That's how they thrive. Anyway, but I mean, I'm glad I did it, but I also feel like, God damn it, I am the crazy mom.
Yeah.
Like overreacted.
I think we knew that.
Yeah.
As soon as you were pregnant. Oh, she's a helicopter mom. See how she just won't let it out of her belly?
Fucking nuts. I like hold on to it. You must stay inside of me.
You're mine forever.
Hey, though, I'm not a helicopter mom. I'm just very concerned for his health.
Yeah, which is good.
I let that kid get bruises and bumped. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's had like 8 concussions already.
Yeah.
He flies free.
He would have been a doctor.
He would have been a doctor. Now he'll just be someone's special doctor.
He'll be someone special.
Yeah, we don't know what it'll be.
Oh, man. Well, you want to hear about my goddamn?
Yes, I do, Erin.
Well, my tires were low, and they've been low, my tire pressure.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. And I have a nail in one of them, but that's besides the point.
And you're just zipping around the galaxy?
I've been zipping around the galaxy for months with this nail in there.
It's been raining.
Yeah, I know.
That's dangerous.
I hydroplane a lot. And my car yells at me like, you don't have any traction. And I'm like, I know, car.
Oh, my God. You are the people I fear.
Yeah, I should be. But, well, because, okay, with the nail... I work by people who leave fucking screws and nails and shit out all the time. So I always get nails and shit in my tires and I yell at them. And they're like, oh, sorry, we use this magnet thing. And I'm like, well, you didn't fucking use it fast enough.
Yeah,
or
you didn't use it over here.
Enough. Yeah, exactly. Like, I hate you still.
But so your magnet's stuck to my tire now?
Yeah. And one guy that, I guess he's a mechanic. I don't know. People feel the need to tell me when stuff is wrong with my car. Probably because I don't do anything when stuff is wrong with my car. And so they're like, you know it's dirty, right? And I'm like, yeah, I know. Are you going to wash it? Then fucking leave.
Then carry on, bitch.
Yeah. And so this guy was like, you have a nail in your tire. And I was like, yeah, thanks. Like, got it. Yeah, I know. Thank you. And he's like, it's in the wall of your tire or something. Like, it's in a place that they can't just patch it. So I'd have to get a new tire. And so I'm like, well,
I'm definitely going to wait longer now.
Yeah, I'm going to wait. Like, it's not not doing anything, but it's not doing anything. Like, it's just hanging out in there. It'll either come out and my tire will go flat or
you'll hit a bump and it'll explode and you have a total blowout.
I really hope that doesn't happen.
One or the other.
One or the other. But I hope that doesn't happen. Knock on fucking table. But so I've just had that in there forever. And then my tires are all low now because the fucking weather got cold. And so I was like, oh, I'm a strong, independent woman who don't need no man. I'll go air up my tires.
Yeah, naturally.
Yeah, this is a thing that I can do. And there's this place by my work that has like free air.
Yeah.
I know they're all free. But this place, you don't have to go in and talk to them.
You don't have to be like, turn it on. You just walk up and push a button.
Yeah, you just walk up and push the button.
That's a gem.
I know.
That's a gem.
That's why this is the place that I always go to. And so I went there and I was doing it and I was like trying to get it in the one tire that's like the lowest, right? And you know how sometimes you have to like wiggle it around to be like, get that one good spot and it's like now it's filling?
Yeah, to like push the pin in so it'll go
Yeah, exactly. Otherwise it's just like and air's going everywhere and you're like, what is happening?
Yeah.
Well, that was happening, and it kept happening, and I was wiggling it around, and I'm like, I could not find that sweet spot, and so I'm like, okay, well, I'm just letting air out of my tire now.
Oh my
like,
God.
what the fuck? So then I went to try a different tire to be like, maybe it's just this tire, maybe, but like, I'm not stupid. Like, I've done this before.
Yeah.
And so then...
Multiple times. We both own very shitty cars.
Exactly. And so then I went to the back tire and I was doing it on that one and I couldn't find the sweet spot. Like I think that the nozzle on the thing connected to the air was broken. And I was like, son of a bitch.
That sucks.
So now I've let out more air out of two of my tires. And my tires are already low on air. So then, like, the next day, I went to, or maybe it was on the way home that day, I went to the one by my house, which is in the ghetto, and it's not the just push the button thing. It's $1.50 for air.
You have to pay?
Yeah, or you have to go inside. Well, I don't know if it's an or, but...
You paid.
I paid, because it was fucking social anxiety. I was like, I will pay $1.50 to not have to talk to a person.
To not have to be like, can you turn the air on?
Yeah, exactly. Just, excuse me, I waited in line. I know, because this fucking place is always busy as hell. And so I just paid, and I did it, and I was like, great, I'm good now. Everything's fine. So I get back in my car, and my air light thing, my tire flat, like,
Pressure
hey, fucking,
gauge? Yeah.
Yeah, your shit is fucked up light. That turned off, and then my check engine light turned on. So now my check engine light's on.
Oh, no. Is it just like an oil change? Or does
No, because that's an oil light.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so now my check engine light is on, and I was like, well, I guess I should probably take care of this, because I don't know why, but for some reason that one actually scares me, and so I'm like...
Yeah, it should.
Yeah, well...
I've driven around a very long time with check engine lights on.
Exactly, I used to. I don't know if it's because now I have a kid, and I'm like, I don't want to be stranded on the road with him or something.
And we also own nicer cars.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
Or nice for us anyway.
Yeah, although it doesn't sound like I own a nice one, judging by everything that I've said so far. But it's a pretty decent car, and it's relatively new. And, yeah, so now I have an appointment on Monday to get my fucking check engine light looked at.
Fuck. Hopefully it's nothing major.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be, though, because it's so new.
I want to say it's probably, like, the air filter or something. I don't know if that'll go through the check engine light.
I don't know. Your little manual should tell you.
Yeah. Well, because every time I go in, they're like, look at your air filter. It's so dirty. Do you want to get it changed? And I'm like, do I need to? And they're like, well, it's at about 50%. And I'm like, motherfucker, then I have 3 more years on this bitch. Put it back in.
You know they're just bullshitting that, right? Like somebody looks at it and they're like, this is about 75%.
Yeah, but the way to bullshit me is not to say 50%. 50. If you said like 95, I'd be like,
might as well.
Yeah,
I'm here.
Exactly. You already took it out, which I didn't ask you to do, asshole, but fine. But no, 50%. And I'm like, that's fucking half the life. Put it back in. I've never changed that thing. That means I can get another solid 3 years out of it. When they took it out to show it to me, too, there was like a bee in it. And I was like...
Can you flick the bee
out?
Yeah,
can you just like blow that off real quick? Mostly because I don't want to take it out later and do that. But...
Remember when we took my car to get an oil change and I wanted transmission fluid?
Yep.
And they didn't have the key to like open it because it has to go to the dealership. And I was like, oh, hang on. And like climbed in the back and they're like, you can't be back here. And I like popped it out. And I'm like, there you go. You just pour it in there. And they're like, oh my God.
Didn't they make you do it?
Yeah. But they did it.
Yeah, they were like, no, we're not allowed to touch it because you need the special key that we don't have. And you're like, oh, look, my key works as a pry tool.
And then I'm like, can I have a funnel?
Yeah. Can I just borrow all your tools then? Oh, that was so
And they were
funny.
just staring at me. But shit, man, that like a quart of that stuff is like $40.
Yeah. Oh, that was so funny.
All right, Erin.
All right, Stacey.
You want to give me your story?
This one I chose specially for you.
Me?
Yes.
I don't know who else you would have been talking to.
For
but-
you, all of our listeners. No, for you, Stacey. I chose
Aw.
it specially for
I
you
feel so special.
because of your and your family's aversion to the DNA kits.
Oh my God, yes.
So,
For the record, it's my dad's aversion, and he just might have slightly talked me into it.
listen, I am not saying your dad's a murderer, but I'm saying that someone in your family needs to send in DNA.
For fucking sure. There's some shady shit that has happened in my family.
Exactly.
And it's just like this group, this clan agreement of like, no, we're not going to do that shit.
Yeah.
I don't know who did it. I don't know what happened. I don't even know what it is, but let's just not risk it.
Yeah. Well, that'll pertain to this story. So my story takes place in Portland, Oregon in 1979 on July 24th. A lady named Rose Ann Hlavka.
Oh, bless you.
Thank you. She came home from work at McDonald's to her apartment where she lived with her sister and her sister's fiance. She came home at about 10 p.m. She got home about 10 p.m. and she's like, hey, sister. Her name's Anna, is the sister.
Hey, sister.
Hey, sister. So she calls out for Anna Marie, is her sister's name, and she gets no response. And so she's like, "The fuck, man? I know you're awake. Where are you at?" And she looks in the bedroom and finds her sister dead.
Oy.
Anna had been strangled and possibly sexually assaulted.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So Anna was last seen at about 5 p.m. outside of her apartment complex by her friend / coworker.
Uh-huh.
And they have suspects in the case, but they had really no leads. Like, they looked at her fiance, they looked at different people in the complex and everything, but they couldn't find any connection to anyone. And
Did they get any, like, DNA or anything from the sexual assault?
they did have DNA, but it was in 1979, so,
Yeah, so it's
people
like-
weren't, they couldn't be cleared from the DNA.
Got it.
So the case goes cold. And in 2009, the case is sent over to the cold case unit, and a retired detective volunteer was like, yo, submit a bunch of this DNA stuff for forensic testing. And so he did. And in 2011, there was,
Damn, it takes that long?
I guess, yeah.
Shit.
Well, it's a cold case too, so it's probably like not
urgent.
priority.
Yeah.
In 2011, there was an unidentified male DNA that was found among the DNA that they sent in. And 3 suspects from the case were cleared because
wow.
of that DNA.
Was one of them her fiance?
I don't think so, but he did get cleared.
Oh, okay.
I don't know when he did, but he did get cleared. Between 2012 and 2016, there were 8 different suspects that were identified and cleared because of the DNA.
Oh, wow.
And-
why were they... Oh, I guess they, like, reopened it.
Yeah.
I was like, why were there so many more suspects all of a sudden?
No, they're just like looking at the people who were like, this guy was shady, remember him?
Yeah,
like,
let's
get
check
his
him
DNA.
out.
Yeah.
He was in the area.
Exactly. And so then the family was re-interviewed, and they were like, we promise that we're going to figure this shit out, like, trying to get any new information that they could, but also being like, we haven't forgotten about you or her or whatever.
Yeah.
So then in April of 2018, the Golden State Killer was found through genealogy testing.
Uh-huh.
And
yes,
so-
I remember that.
Yeah, so then this retired homicide detective guy was like, that's fucking, I want to do that. Let's do that.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Let's use all that information.
So the next month, they submit the unknown male DNA to a place called Parabon Nanolabs, which was essentially genealogy testing.
Yeah.
And in July of 2018, they narrow it down to 8 suspects.
Oh, shit. Again.
Yeah, that were third cousins at least.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, so they found family.
Yeah, like family of this person. And then in October of 2018, they narrow it down to Jerry Walter McFadden. So they find their fucking guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So now my story is going to take a little turn. I'm going to tell you about Jerry.
Okay. You've had a couple that are like Jerry, Gerard.
Like the last 3
Gerald.
I've had are all
Yeah.
Jerry's. Jerome, Jerry, Gerald.
Listen, if your name is Jerry out there,
Don't go
fucking
murdering
shady.
people.
Yeah.
Got my eye on you. So then Jerry Walter McFadden, he was born in 1948 in Texas, and he only got a 7th grade education. In April of 1972, so this is before Anna died,
Okay.
I'm going to go through a little timeline.
Yeah.
He was convicted of 2 counts of rape.
Oy.
One was a 14-year-old girl, and one was a high school teacher.
14-year-old?
Yeah.
That's gross.
Fucked up. He was sentenced to 15 years in prison, and in December of 1978, which was only 6 years later, he got paroled.
Damn.
While he was on parole in June 22nd of 1979, he kidnaps, sexually assaults, and strangles a woman from Shackelford County, Texas.
Okay, this guy needs to be locked the fuck up for way longer.
Oh, well, I agree that he does, yes. But he was identified but not arrested in that case.
What?
I don't know why he wasn't arrested.
What?
I couldn't find that. July 24th, 1979, so like a month later, is when Anna was strangled in her home.
Oh my gosh. And I'm assuming this is all in the same area?
No, Anna was in Portland, Oregon.
Oh, shit.
The first one where he kidnapped and strangled the woman was in Shackelford County, Texas.
Oh my gosh, he's just zipping all over.
Yeah. So then in October 1979, Jerry is arrested for violating his parole.
Uh-huh.
And then in 1980...
By strangling and murdering people.
You're not supposed to do that. No, it actually wasn't for that. I think it was probably for, like, going out of state.
Okay. Much more offensive.
Yeah. Don't do that.
Yeah. Jesus.
So then in 1981, while he was in custody for violating his parole, he was charged and convicted for the assault on the Shackelford lady.
Uh-huh.
And he was given a life sentence.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good.
So then in July 1985, he was paroled.
What? Are you serious?
I'm fucking serious.
You can get parole on a life sentence?
I guess.
What?
Yeah.
And that was like a couple years later.
Yeah, it was like 4 years later.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Well, first he had a 15-year sentence, and they're like 6 years good
You're
enough.
cool.
And then he gets a life sentence, and they're like 4 years. You've done your time. Also,
Listen.
repeat offense, no problem.
No big deal. You're not going to do it again,
Yeah,
right?
why would you do it again? You've done it
never
twice
would.
now.
Not Jer.
Yeah, not Jer. Not good old Jerry over here. So then on May 4th, 1986, which was like a year later,
Uh-huh.
Jerry abducted 3 people.
Oh, my God. How is no one watching him?
Right? He's probably on parole.
Yeah, but
Great.
how
on
is
probation?
Yeah, how is nobody, like, watching him?
Yeah. Well, how is he not still in jail?
I know.
So Suzanne Harrison was 18, Gina Turner was 20, and a boy named Brian Boone, who was 19.
Uh-huh.
The 3 friends, they were hanging out at Lake Hawkins, and they were just kind of like driving around the area.
Mm-hmm.
The body of Suzanne Harrison was found the next day, and she had been raped, sodomized, and strangled by her own panties.
Oh, my God.
So she was found by maintenance workers at Barnwell Mountain Park, which was about 30 miles from the lake.
Oh, God.
The bodies of her friends Gina and Brian were found in Ore City, which was a little bit further away from the original lake than Suzanne's body.
Okay.
And they were found 6 days later.
Oh, my gosh.
They had both been shot.
Oh, my gosh. This poor freaking group of friends, man.
Yeah, it's awful. Also, a group of 3, you feel safe. Like, that's
I was
sad.
just going to say that. And then also, he must have had some really good techniques because you had 3 people who could have overpowered you and it was one person.
Mm-hmm.
Just him.
Yeah. Well, but also, I guess he had a gun.
That's true.
So.
But still.
Yeah.
You could all scatter.
Scatter!
If we're ever in a group and I yell blitz, just scatter.
You know I would already be gone, so. Oh, yeah, good idea! You guys run too, huh? So he was arrested on May 6th after witnesses told police that they saw one of the victims in his truck the night of the murders.
Oh, shit. How did they see the victim?
I don't know.
Like riding in the back truck or like shot in the back of the truck?
I think riding in the truck.
Oh, okay.
But I would imagine that, like, their pictures were up, like, hey, these kids are missing and or whatever. And so this person was like, I saw that kid in his truck, in this guy's truck.
That is a really good witness.
Yeah. I was thinking the same thing because I don't
that.
pay attention to anything.
No. I'd be a terrible witness.
So then he was in jail awaiting trial, right?
Uh-huh.
So then in July 1986, Jerry overpowers a guard.
Stop it.
Nope.
No.
And takes a female guard captive.
What?
Yeah.
With what, a shiv?
Right.
Or gun?
He escapes in her car with her
What?
She's not in on it or anything.
Yeah.
He takes her with him. He holds her for 2 days before she's able to escape
Oh my
from a
God.
railroad boxcar.
What?
And she went and found, like,
What year was this?
86.
A railroad boxcar.
That's what it said, and I was like, is that just a train? And I was gonna
Yeah.
write train, and then I was like, I feel like
so.
it's like a, what you imagine a hobo riding?
Yeah, and they like jump on.
Yeah.
Or like in what's that book we read with 4 is the main
Divergent.
Yeah, Divergent.
Yeah,
They, like,
yeah,
jump on the train
exactly.
every morning.
Uh-huh. So she got out and went and told police and stuff, and she was able to be like, it was from this general vicinity.
Yeah.
And so they were able to find him in an abandoned house near where she escaped.
Oh my gosh, he didn't leave?
No,
What a
I
dumbo.
guess. Or maybe he was just like relatively close, like he couldn't get that far.
Yeah.
So then he's going to go to trial. He's on trial for the murder of Suzanne. Not the other two,
Why?
just Suzanne. I don't know.
They're like, one's enough.
Yeah, I
That's fucked
guess.
up.
I don't know. He had a 17-year-old daughter.
What?
That shit blew my mind. Because
What?
you're raping and murdering and stuff.
Ew.
But you have
a daughter?
Yeah. He has a daughter.
Oh.
And the daughter testified at his trial that he should not get the death penalty. Like, she was crying and was like, that's murder, and he murdered. Murder is evil. Just because he murdered doesn't mean that you should murder or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, which I get, but at the same time, like, that means that he must have had a decent relationship with her, right?
Yeah, for her to, like, fight for that.
And I don't see how a dad that has a decent relationship with their daughter could then go and rape and murder
Oh,
other
God.
little
like,
girls.
if you knew that about your parent, you'd be like, I'm fucking out on you.
Right?
No, thank you.
Yeah. So the jury was like, nah, fuck that.
Yeah.
This guy needs to die. So they sentenced him to death because
Yeah. Because
you can't get out on parole.
I know they're only, like, trying him for the one lady's death, but, like, if you look at the whole picture, he's done some fucked up shit.
He's done a lot of fucked up shit. And he got out on parole each time. Like, if
Yeah.
that first 15-year sentence, that obviously he got out on parole, okay. And then he got a life sentence. Like, if he was serving that, then these other 4 people wouldn't have died.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Fucked up.
That's super fucked up.
So, fast forward to November 2018.
Uh-huh. Damn, not too long ago.
Yeah, back when they found out that his DNA was a match to Anna, right?
Uh-huh.
Detectives meet with the immediate family of Jerry McFadden, and they find out that he was executed in Texas in 1999. So,
Oh, wow.
Just like 10 years after, well, about 10 years after his trial.
Okay, so they put him through quickly.
Yeah, and he had traveled to Portland with a friend in 1979 when Anna was murdered.
Oh.
Yeah, and the friend said that she had left him there. Like,
Okay.
not because, like, he's like, I'm going to go murder somebody, but he was just like, all right, thanks for the ride. I'm
bye."
done. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so she's like, I don't know what he did. Whatever, right?
Yeah.
They took DNA from the immediate family to make sure, and it was a match.
Oh, wow.
So Jerry had been put to death by lethal injection. A little bit of a fun fact, they injected him right above a tattoo that he had of a satanic face.
What the fuck?
Yeah. It was in one of the articles, and I was like, oh, the devil's putting him to death. That's
Oh, my
neat.
God. That's neat.
And he had no last words.
He's a very boring man.
Yeah. The family of Suzanne watched the,
Death,
yeah, I was going to say murder, but I mean,
you know.
technically, I guess. But they watched him be executed, and they were like, this is justice, basically.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad he's dead. It's crazy. After his death, they tied him to another fucking murder.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
How did the family feel about finding out who did it?
Well, I think that the family of Anna or the family
of Anna.
Oh, I didn't say.
Okay.
I thought you meant the family of Jerry, and I was like, I think they were pretty much like, yeah, he was pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
Like,
Old Jer was pretty shady.
add another one, I guess.
Okay, but like, so he must have just been roaming through and just picked a fucking random apartment then.
Yeah.
Like, there was no rhyme or reason.
Yeah, because he wasn't from the area or anything. So I'm pretty
wonder-
sure that's exactly what it was that he
I
just...
wonder how long he was in Oregon for. Like, before he found her.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, did he scope her out, or did he just literally jiggle doorknobs and was like, this one I'll do?
He might have seen her get home from work
That's so fucking
at 5
creepy.
p.m. or whatever, and then followed her into her apartment, and then been
Ugh,
like,
lock your doors, people.
fucking right.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Creepy.
so creepy. So that's my story.
Well, goddamn.
Well, goddamn.
I say goddamn.
Okay, Stacey, tell me your story.
Okay, get ready.
I'm so ready. I've never been more ready for anything in my life.
Okay, so my story is about Britney Michelle Tiger. Tiger
Ooh.
from Ada, Ohio.
Okay.
She was a 26-year-old indigenous woman who was part of the Chickasaw Nation tribe,
Ooh.
and she lived on the tribe's reserve, which was called the Coleoma Grounds.
Oh.
I hope I said all of those words right.
I feel like you nailed it.
Any indigenous people out there, if I butchered it, please take my sincerest apologies and let me know how to say it right. Because I even Googled it. But you never know with Google.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like you said it with enough conviction that it sounded right to me.
That it's true. Okay.
I liked it.
Okay, so Britney lived on the reservation with her husband, William Gomez, and her 3 children. The oldest of her 3 children was 8 years old.
She's 26?
Yeah.
Damn.
She popping them kids out.
I guess.
Yeah. Right? I didn't even catch that. Can you imagine?
Yeah. What was she, 18?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Damn.
That's rough.
I don't know how people did that shit.
Mm-mm.
Or still do it.
Yeah.
I waited till 30 and I'm like, fuck, I am.
Well, now you're just tired
hard.
from life and from kids. I guess if I was 18, I had more energy, but
That's true. But we were drunk at 18.
that's true. That's
Okay.
true. We're doing other shit at 18.
That's true.
Not uppers.
Nope. Nope, a lot of booze. Okay, so Britney and Will had this tumultuous relationship, and it resulted in Will being, like, very controlling of Britney.
Oh, great.
And Britney's mother said that, like, wherever Britney was, Will was. Like, she wasn't allowed to go anywhere on her own without him. So he was very involved in her life. And their relationship also consisted of a big history of drug use.
Ooh.
They would often shoot meth together.
Oh, my God.
And William would inject Britney for her.
Like, consensually.
Yes,
Okay.
consensually. Well, I'm assuming. I don't know if it was like he was like, no, I'm going to inject it.
Oh.
But Brittany's mom said that Britney was worried that William was going to overdose her one of those days. Like sometime,
Oh.
like one of the times he's going to overdose me. So she would have her little sister watch anytime he would shoot her up so that she could call for help if he overdosed her.
What the fuck?
So that makes me think maybe it wasn't so much consensual as it was he was like controlling it. Like,
Yeah.
you can have it, but I have to give it to you.
That sounds more like that kind
Yeah.
of situation.
And she was like, I don't want to fucking die. Somebody watch me.
Oh, my God.
Isn't that crazy?
I feel like I'd be like, no, I'm cool.
I'll pass.
But I guess meth is pretty hard to say no to once you're addicted to it.
That's true. And I watched a documentary, I think it was like a Vice documentary on life on reservations.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess it's like really bad.
Really?
Like, really low income, a lot of drugs, a lot of violence, there's a lot of crimes that happen. And because of, I'll kind of get into this a little bit later too, but because of like the jurisdiction of the tribal police versus like the state police and everything,
Oh.
a lot of things slip around, or the state says, okay, the tribe police are going to handle this, and then they handle it like within the tribe.
Instead of
So
like,
it's kind
in
of
a-
like literally the Wild West,
oh my God.
but like modern Wild West with like drugs and domestic violence and shit.
yeah,
It's really bad.
that's sad.
I am not speaking for all reservations. It's just what I saw in
Obviously,
this
yeah.
documentary. Yeah. So I know it's a problem.
And in their life, Brittany's life, apparently.
Absolutely,
it's also a
yeah.
problem.
In her life, it was a problem. So Brittany had struggled with drugs for a few years, but she was trying to get clean. I don't know what that means or anything.
Like if she was in rehab or if she was
Yeah.
just like every other month, she's like, I'm quitting.
I don't think she was in rehab. It didn't say that.
Yeah.
But yeah, exactly. She's like, I'm quitting. So anyway, on February 10th of 2018, Brittany had
Damn.
reached out. Yeah, really recent.
Yeah.
Brittany reached out to her mother and told her mom that she was planning on leaving Will because he was too controlling and too abusive. And so she sent a text, and the text said to her mom, I need a break from Will. I'm going to my sister's house in Texas. That's all the text said.
Okay. And it was to her mom?
It was to her mom.
She didn't say like Kara's house or something?
That's what I said. I was
Like
like,
my sister's house seems very not something you'd say to your mom. Like
So
I don't
this-
call it my dad
yeah,
to my
You know,
brother.
exactly. It's like our dad.
Yeah.
Or, but when you're talking to your mom, you would say the name. Well, this was a quote, but I don't know if it was a quote of the actual text or of her mom saying, she sent me a text saying, I'm going to my sister's house.
Okay.
But even then, that would be kind of weird. As a mom, if I had I have more than one child now. If my son came up to me and was like, I'm going to my brother's house.
Yeah, you'd just be like, I'm going to Jenny's house or whatever it is.
Yeah. But if I were repeating it back, I think I would say the name too. Like if
yeah,
I were
you
telling you about it.
Yeah, he said he was going over to Jenny's house or
Yeah.
whatever.
I don't know. I don't know exactly what the text said because I think the quote is of the mom saying this. But either way,
it's an odd phrasing, but
it
okay,
is.
Maybe
So who
it has
knows
nothing
if
to
she?
do with it.
Yeah, who knows if she actually sent it or not?
Yeah. Okay.
Because then at midnight on February 11th, which is just a couple hours later, Britney texted her mom saying that her phone was broken, but that she wasn't going to leave Will after all, and that she would call her mom later.
Okay.
At fucking midnight. Like, oh, you know what I said? I'm not gonna do that anymore. I'm not leaving Will, but my phone's broken, so I'll talk to you later.
Also, if your phone is broken, how are you texting me? Is it a text or a call?
This was a text, but maybe it was like, I can't call you right now?
Oh.
I don't know.
Okay.
But that makes it feel shady. Like, 4 hours ago, you were like, I'm breaking up with Will.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, you're like, never mind.
I'm not, but I can't talk to you about it right now. I'll tell you later.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
So that was the last time that anyone heard from Britney.
Oh, shit.
So Britney's mother contacted Will and asked him to file a missing persons report for her because they hadn't heard from her in like weeks.
Oh, my God.
Or maybe it was a week or something.
That's too long.
Yeah, they hadn't heard from her for a while. And so her mother talked to Will and was like, hey, you need to file a missing persons report. Again, I find it kind of weird that the mother just didn't go do it, but I think this might be like a cultural difference or something. Like, you're the husband and the man, you need to do this.
I think that in some places, though, you can't.
If you're not the next, like if you're not living with them or something.
Yeah, or something like that. Like, if the husband were to be like, oh, she went on vacation, and the mom's like, file a missing persons, then they'd be like, no, it's fine. She went on vacation. Like, they would take the person's word for it type thing. Like, the closer person.
Interesting. Okay. So, the mom's like, you need to do this. And he was like, okay, I'm going to file a missing persons. But then he never fucking did. Mm-hmm. Okay, so she'd been missing for a week.
Okay.
Sorry, my notes are a little shoddy. There was barely any information on this. So this was put together from a lot of different articles.
Oh.
So a week later, Britney's sister ends up filing a missing persons report on behalf of Britney. Okay. So she finally broke down and was like, fuck all y'all.
Yeah.
My sister doesn't go missing like this.
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on? So the police go and they interview Will, her husband, and he explains that she'd been missing since 3 a.m. on February 11th. So that would be 3 hours after she texted her mom, never mind.
Oh.
I'm not leaving Will. And Will says that what happened was they had gotten into an argument and he went to bed. And when he woke up at 3 a.m., Britney was missing and she had taken with her some hoodies and a makeup bag.
Hoodies?
By the way, for the fucking record, my husband would never notice if I had hoodies missing or my makeup bag. Like 3 o'clock in the morning, you wake up and I'm missing. Aside from the fact that you should be very alarmed.
Yeah.
He would never be like, what did she take?
He would never be like, her makeup bag is gone.
Exactly.
Unless it was like she always had her makeup on the counter in this little bag and like this is what she worked out of every day or something.
Yeah.
And so it's like, oh, because I would notice if like Brandon's
contacts
were and stuff were missing.
That's true. But hoodies?
Hoodies, no. I mean,
no
he has
fucking
one
idea.
hoodie, so.
Unless it was like hanging on the end of the bed and then you happened to somehow notice it. And then in the morning you were like, oh, that hoodie's gone. She must have taken it.
Yeah.
Weird.
That's weird, though. He probably
did something
shady and knows that the hoodies are missing for a reason.
Yeah. And why wouldn't you freak out at 3 o'clock in the morning when your wife is gone?
Yeah, I would have at least gone around the house and been like, babe.
Cheryl?
Cheryl? You home? Where are you at?
Brittany? Will claims that he didn't call the police right away because it wasn't uncommon for Britney to go missing for weeks at a time.
What?
But Britney's mom and sister is like, this isn't true. She's never had a history of doing that. He's lying to you. So Will was then later interviewed again and he changed his story. And he said that he didn't call right away because he didn't think an officer was on duty at 3 a.m.
Oh, yeah, they go to sleep.
The fuck?
That's not a good excuse either.
No, they're all terrible excuses. He also claimed that Britney took their only cell phone with her, so he had no way of calling. But while he was being interviewed and he claimed this, his fucking cell phone rings in his pocket. While they were interviewing
Were
him.
they like, what about that one?
Exactly, they were. And it took a while. It took a couple times for him to finally give up the phone and give it to him.
Really?
Yeah, shady.
Yeah.
Dude's up to something.
Yeah.
So a month later, on March 16th, 2018, 15 miles from Britney's home, her body was discovered by a rancher who was out with his kids checking on his cattle.
Aww.
And Britney and Will didn't have a car, so 15 miles from her house is pretty far away.
Yeah.
Like, somebody didn't walk there.
He didn't have a car either, though?
He didn't either, no. Neither of them had a car.
Okay.
Yeah, so somehow she got there 15 miles away. The rancher, the way he found her was he was driving like a golf cart or an ATV or something, you know, cruising the property.
Yeah.
And like ringing in all his cattle. And he actually ran over her body because there was like leaves and shit over it. He ran over her body and backed off of it once he realized what it was. And the police said, like, obviously he calls the police and they come. And the police said that it's really clear that she didn't get there on her own.
Yeah.
Because Britney's arms were up above her head and her shirt was rolled up over her breasts and her bra was like flipped up over her rolled up shirt, kind of like inside out.
Yeah.
Indicating that she'd been drugged by her legs to that location.
Ugh.
And it was like not too far off from a road. It was like a county road. So like a dirt road, not a well-traveled road or anything like that. It would have been the perfect place to dump a body.
Yeah.
But clearly somebody had taken her there and then drug her along that route. And it pulled up her clothes and everything.
That's so sad.
Yeah. Her body had been out there a while because it was in an advanced state of decomposition, probably for at least a week.
Yeah.
And then one police officer who was at the scene claims that he doesn't believe that she was alive when she was drug out on the field. Okay, so the autopsy report showed that there was meth in Britney's system.
Which isn't uncommon, though.
No, exactly. But the cause and manner of her death were recorded as unknown. So they don't know if she died of a drug overdose or something else. But it's very possible she could have died from a meth overdose. Britney's mom...
They could tell if there was meth in her system, but not if that was an overdose amount?
I guess, because they said that her death was unknown.
That's scary.
But maybe because you metabolize it or something? I don't know.
Yeah, but you wouldn't after you died.
Does it have a half-life? Does it leave
Oh,
your
I don't
body?
know. I guess.
You know, like cyanide leaves your body eventually or
Yeah.
some shit? I don't know. Okay, so Brittany's mom, she goes out to the property and the rancher shows her where he found Brittany's body. And the mom actually found a trail of Brittany's hair proving that she had been drugged from the road to where she had been placed.
Oh my God.
Because I guess she had like bright red hair or something like that. And she knew it was Brittany's hair.
The police didn't find that?
Right? That's what I was thinking. Like this investigation, maybe they did and it just wasn't mentioned. But this was like from an actual interview from her mom. And her mom was like, I know that was Brittany's hair. Like she was very adamant, almost like somebody was telling her it wasn't.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
I guess if you're like a parent and you're like, I found her hair, people might be like, yeah, okay. And be like, no, I like you.
For
you're
sure
sure
that's
about
her
it,
hair.
and so you're defensive about it before anybody says anything. Like,
Yeah,
I know
that's
that was
true.
her hair.
Like, oh, there she goes again.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Ada police began investigating Will seriously as a potential suspect. And when they ran his name through the system, he was flagged as having a fucking criminal history. Big surprise.
Yeah, weird.
It turns out when Will was 19, he was married to another woman.
Oh my God.
They all fucking started so early.
Yeah, 19. Jesus Christ. We're a
Yeah.
child.
I know. And the day that they were married, the couple robbed a bank in Oklahoma using a fucking shotgun.
You got to get that money
Yeah, I guess,
for
right?
that honeymoon.
Yeah, I gotta get that honeymoon
Got
money.
started off right. Let's kick this marriage off with a good old crime spree.
Fucking robbery.
Yeah.
Sweet old robbery. Okay, so...
Couple that robs together stays together.
Oh my God, not... in this
Barely
case.
not.
No, not true. So I guess what happens is Will shoves the shotgun into his new wife's side, and they only identified her as AJ, so I don't know if that was her name or her initials or whatever. But he threatened to kill her and her family if she didn't cooperate and help him rob this bank.
Oh, good. Glad
And
you've
so-
just committed your life to this person.
Fucking right. And so he doesn't sound like a very nice guy.
Wait, that's what you got out of this? I was thinking, is he single now?
Because I'm looking. Yeah, I guess so. He had her be the getaway car, and he went in, robbed the bank, and then she drove him away.
Okay.
So they obviously get busted.
And she was like, can I get an annulment?
Yeah, I would like to cancel this.
I would like to cancel this marriage.
I want to take this back.
19, he's robbing fucking banks.
I guess he only got $7,000 from the bank too. Like, not to be like only $7,000 because that's a lot of money, but still,
Yeah, he
not
didn't
worth
go for
robbing
the
a
vault.
bank. Yeah. You went to the registers. That was like the robbing money. Where they're
Yeah.
like, when somebody comes give them this, they'll run away.
Yeah, and put a blue dye pack in it.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, so like I said, they get busted because no one fucking actually gets away with robbing a bank. And he was sentenced to 50 or 15.
Oh?
I think I must have got this from like an interview, and so I couldn't hear if it was 15 or 50.
Oh, yeah.
Months in prison.
Oh, months? Well,
Yeah, months.
then it doesn't really matter which it is.
Yeah, it's not a lot of time.
Yeah.
I don't remember what she got, but it was like a lesser sentence for being the getaway car.
I feel like she got fucking hoodwinked into this, though. I feel bad for her.
Got hoodwinked. AJ and Will obviously got a divorce.
Yeah.
A few years later, Will and Britney end up getting married, right?
Oh my God.
I don't know if Britney knew this like history of this guy, but just to paint the picture, he ain't the cream of the crop.
Yeah.
He also, I mean, obviously in the story, he abuses his ex-wife, so he has a history of violence with his wives.
Yeah.
And he's known as controlling. Hello, put a shotgun into someone's side. That's pretty fucking controlling.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah. And Brittany had like a fear that he might overdose her someday. So I'm like pretty sure that he fucking overdosed her ass. And that's what killed her. Maybe not intentionally, but then he fucking covered up that shit. That's obviously my theory of like events that went down.
Yeah.
Because the investigation is still ongoing.
Oh my God.
And there's no clear indication if the police are still in contact with Will or what.
Wait, he's not in prison?
No. It's an open investigation.
How's his new wife doing? Because she better watch out for her fucking life.
Fucking right. No one can get a hold of Will.
Oh my
I don't know
God.
about the police side of things because the police obviously can't tell you anything. It's an open investigation.
Yeah.
But the family have reached out multiple times to try to contact him. Multiple reporters have, and they can't get a hold of him. He doesn't live where he used to live. He ain't around anymore.
Oh my God.
So the Ada police told Brittany's mom that they were actively investigating Brittany's death. But when a reporter contacted the police for information, the Ada police claimed that the State Bureau of Investigation owned the case, not the state. So when that reporter contacted the State Bureau of Investigation, they claimed that the Ada police were the lead investigators on the case.
So nobody was investigating
So no one's fucking investigating it.
Oh my God.
It's still an open homicide investigation. It's unclear who's actually working on the case and if any progress has been made or anything. What the fuck is going on with Will? Like, it's open.
Holy shit.
But, like, no one talks about it and no one knows anything about it because it's an indigenous woman story, like homicide, essentially.
They have their own police type thing.
Exactly what I was saying before.
Oh my God.
So, I guess that indigenous women go missing or murdered at a rate that's 7 times higher than the national average.
7 times?
7 times higher.
Holy shit.
Well, and that number is probably way higher because a lot of times they're
reported.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
There's a whole documentary. I didn't realize that this was such a problem until I started digging into this. But there's a whole documentary, and I think it's called like The Highway of Tears or something.
Oh no.
Where there are like 9 reported deaths, like bodies that have been found along this highway of indigenous women. And that's only the ones that have been recorded or reported.
Yeah.
But like people are just killing them and throwing them in places and they're never solved and no one ever pushes for it. It ends up like this, where it's like this jurisdiction issue where they're balancing it between the tribal police or the state police or the fucking Bureau of Investigation. And everybody's like, oh, the other people are looking at it and they never get solved. And especially because there's drugs involved too. It's just like, I don't want to say it's like, but basically that's what it seems, right?
Like they're just kind of put to the side.
Exactly. And
That's
these
so sad.
women never get any like media coverage. So there's no one ever pushing to solve their murder. There's no pressure or anything.
Oh, that's so sad.
So without getting too political here, which it's pretty obvious that it's pretty political.
Side note.
Yeah.
I got my fucking 23andMe DNA testing back. I am 1% Native American.
Ooh, girl.
So this affects me.
This affects you personally. I think I am too. I've always been told that, but I never did my little kit.
Brandon was always told that. Brandon's grandma was like, "Oh, we're like 13%." Blah blah.
13? That's high.
Like they're supposed to. I guess you have to be like 13%, and you'd get money or something like that. And they
Yeah.
were like, "Where oh my God, it was like Grandpa had I don't know, whatever, something like that." And 0. They're 0. And I was like, oh, I'm 1%. I have more than you guys. I wasn't even bragging about it.
Watch out, Viejas. I get front row seats at the Ice Princess.
Hell yeah. I always knew that's where my cheekbones came from. Yeah, you can't now, though, because your family is shady.
We have a clan agreement.
Yeah, your clan agreement.
By the way, I was listening to NPR because I'm old, and they were saying that you can test at multiple different kits, and you'll get different results. So they're not even that accurate. Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know how different the results are because I wasn't that interested in it, which I should be, but I was like fucking done with the day from work. So I was like, ugh, this is boring. Okay, so anyway, as I was saying, to not get like too political, but obviously the reason that these women are not reported in our media is because our nation's culture is like really rich in like racism and sexism and shit.
I wouldn't call it rich. Rich sounds good.
Oh, yeah. I guess, well, how would you say it?
I would say abundant.
Abundant in sexism and racism?
Yeah.
Which fucking sucks, man.
It really does.
We live in 2019.
Yeah.
Can we get over it?
We're in the 21st century here, people.
I was listening to, I'm going to go off on a tangent, and it's fucking valid, so listen.
I'm ready. I'm buckled in already.
I was listening to another podcast about another chick who died, and they're claiming it was like a whole race war, right? They think like she's a white chick, and they think some black guy did it. Mm-hmm. And the town was like divided because of this. There's no fucking real evidence so far in the podcast that this black guy did it. But they were interviewing her dad, and her dad was like, I'm cool with black people. I have black people as friends. I'm not cool with my daughter dating a black people because I don't think they should procreate. And I was
What
like,
the
you're
fuck?
fucking racist.
Yeah.
Like, that's why.
That
And then
contradicts your first sentence,
get
sir.
the fuck out of here with that. And then they were saying that in their town, it's normal to have white churches and black churches. And
No, it's not.
I know. And they were like, it's nothing that we do on purpose. It's just how we grew up. And I was like, that's fucking racist.
Yeah,
Like, that's because
called
you grew up in
segregation.
Exactly.
And you didn't fix it.
Oh my God. It makes me fucking crazy. Anyway,
Well,
I was
think
like,
that's also because we live in California, so it's less.
yeah, we're a bunch of fucking hippies who
Yeah.
love like patchouli, whatever that shit's called.
Yeah, it is. Love everybody.
Yeah. I love it though. I would much prefer to love everybody.
Oh, for
And
sure.
I'll hate you for your fucking personality, and I'll judge the fuck out of you for your personality, but I don't give a shit about your skin or anything.
Yeah.
Or your religion or your beliefs.
Yeah.
Some of your beliefs are kind of crazy, and I might judge you for them, but I will never hate you for them.
No, exactly.
So anyway, tangent over. But if you think about, like, just to prove my point further, if you think about all the news coverage of, like, maybe not recent murders, but all the murders that I could think of when I was writing up this little paper.
Yeah, the famous murders.
Yeah, they're all white females who were pretty. And they get all the media coverage. So if you think of Lacey Peterson, J.C. Dugard, Elizabeth Smart, Danielle Van Dam, all these people were white chicks.
Yeah.
And they got a shit ton of coverage.
They're
But
like pretty white people.
yeah, but a ton of homicides happen due to drugs or to other fucking skin-colored people. And it never gets covered. It never gets the same sensationalized media coverage.
Oh my God. That's America.
Fucking right. But these people are fucking people too.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. They deserve all of the...
I wrote that, and then I wrote in parentheses, what do you mean, these people? I'm funny when I'm tired.
What do you mean, you people?
Oh, man. Yeah, anyway, like, all these people have, like, moms and sisters and brothers and whatever,
Yeah,
you know?
they all
like,
have families and lives.
Fuck it, exactly. Like, we should fucking give a damn and fix it. And can everybody just be nice to each other?
Yeah.
Again, public service announcement.
Yeah.
Be fucking nice to each other.
Yeah.
So another issue when it comes specifically to indigenous women is the jurisdiction, like I was mentioning, of the tribal-owned land. Often in cases of domestic abuse or whatever, they have the tribal police handle those affairs, and the state police or the FBI only step in when the crime is major. And even then, the waters are so muddied that nothing gets accomplished because they're just like, I don't know if
Too
they're
many cooks in the kitchen.
Exactly. I was trying to like think of a way on how
Yeah.
to say that, which I
Yeah.
think is exactly what's happening in Britney Tiger's case.
Well, it sounds like it. Like, these people are covering it. No, those people are covering it. Like, it sounds like they're not talking to each other and creating,
to
like,
solve
a
it.
fucking task force or, like, assigning a person and being like, you figure it out.
Yeah, and there has to be a way to solve this.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it made it sound almost like the tribal police are like, no, you don't get involved unless it's like really big.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're going to handle it because it's their land. They get to fucking do whatever the fuck they want over there.
Yeah. And I
Right?
guess if that's
Because
how
we
they want to
fucking-
have it, but it seems inefficient.
Well, I'm sure it's how like the elders and the men want it.
Ah, yes, the elders. Oh, yeah, I guess it would probably be a male-dominated field and everything, and so then for them not to care about the women is...
Yeah,
Pretty fucked up.
exactly. It's like a whole different culture with living within our own community.
All
you
right,
know?
lady Native Americans, you need to get in on that police force.
Yeah, get in there.
Yeah. You need to
Well-
infiltrate it.
I'm happy you're bringing that up because this case was another listener suggestion given by none other than Queen Mary.
Queen Mary!
Yeah. She
Oh.
herself is an indigenous woman, and her mom and sisters and her daughters all go to like women's right marches.
Really?
And her mom like gets up and speaks for on behalf of not just indigenous women's rights, but
Yeah.
like she obviously identifies with that, but all women's rights.
Wow.
And Mary actually sent us a video of her mom giving a speech speech.
Really?
Yeah, I'm going to put it on our website. So
Oh, good.
if
I have to
anybody's
look at
interested, go watch it. Yeah, it's super inspiring. And it just made me fucking love Queen Mary even more than I already do.
Oh.
It just makes our listeners so real.
You know what? I could see it now that I look at, think about her picture.
She's gorgeous, right?
Yeah, I could totally see it.
I know. I didn't pick that up originally, though.
No, I didn't either, but
Yeah.
I don't have any...
Not very good at fucking defining cultures.
No,
by looking at them.
I'm really not.
I'm like, fuck, are you Korean? And they're like all offended. I'm like, I don't know.
They're like, I'm black. Close.
And I'm like, well, I'm fucking not Irish, so deal with
Yeah.
it. Anyway, so Queen Mary asked us to cover this case. She sent this case in particular, but she asked for any case of any indigenous woman because it's not really publicized, like I just went on the fucking rant about.
Yeah.
And I was like, duh, we're
Hell
going to
yeah.
fucking cover it. Yeah.
We need the media coverage out there for it.
Can I just tell you, though, like, this is the most covered case, and it was so hard to find any information. She gave me a couple names. I couldn't find anything on them.
Really?
Yeah, like, I don't even know if you could pull fucking case files on it, because it's probably with the tribal police.
Oh.
I don't know. Obviously, I didn't try, because I don't
Yeah, you'd probably have to go through some jurisdiction tape,
Then
whatever.
my name's on a fucking case record. It's
Yeah.
like pulling it. But anyway.
Other court words.
Yeah, yeah, fucking objection.
Suspended.
But when
Sustained. Not suspended.
What a shit show. Anyway,
That's our
when I
life.
told Mary that we would absolutely cover a case, she replied with a very sweet text, and I wanted to read it to you in case you hadn't read it already.
I have not. I
Okay.
stay out of that because I don't know what to do and I always mess
fuck it.
up.
Leave Twitter alone.
Yeah, I do.
I'll let you know when you need to twit.
I will.
Anyway, so she said, I just want to thank you so much for this. This topic means so much to me. As an Indigenous woman with sisters and a mother and a grandmother, and most importantly, my daughters, awareness means my daughters have a safer future.
Aww.
I was like, oh my God, fucking, I will do anything for your daughters.
Yeah.
So everybody be nice to each other. If you see something, fucking say something and help each other regardless of your goddamn skin color or your religion or your sex.
Yes.
That's my public service
I
announcement.
like it.
And Queen Mary, we love you.
We love you. Thank you for suggesting that.
Yeah.
It was a very not good case, but interesting.
Yeah.
And I'm glad
Isn't
we
that
can
weird,
get
though?
it out.
Because I'm, like, pretty sure Will did it. But also, how did he get the body there?
That's what I was thinking. Maybe you had a friend, though, that you could borrow a car from.
That's a good fucking friend.
Well,
He might not know there's a dead body.
yeah, exactly.
I'm sure he just overdosed her by mistake because you're on meth and you can't control that shit, and that
Could have
easily
been a mistake.
happens. Yeah,
It
and
could
then
have
he
been in an
freaked
argument,
out.
like he said, and
Could have
then
been.
and she was like, "I'm gonna leave you," and he was like, "No, baby, let's do meth together."
That's true.
And
Or
then
what
he
if he
was
was
like,
like, no,
"Nobody
no,
leaves
we're gonna do meth together? Because it
Yeah.
sounded like she wanted to get clean, and maybe that was a way of him controlling her.
Ooh, yeah.
Anyway, pretty fucked up, huh?
Well, it's hard for one partner to get clean and another not.
Yeah. God, I wish she would have left him.
Yeah.
Also, if you're in a domestic abuse relationship, please look up a fucking hotline and get some help. You're worth it. And if you're in a domestic abuse relationship and you're the abuser, get help for yourself.
Yeah.
You're
get
worth
help
it
for yourself.
too. You can change. You can redeem yourself. Just stop doing it.
Yeah.
Everybody be nice to each other.
Everybody be nice to each other. Stop hurting each other. Stop being mean.
Yes. And on that note,
And on that note,
that was episode 21.
thanks for listening to our murder stories.
Yeah. Well, they're not our murder stories.
No,
But still.
they're not.
And if you want to see pictures and shit from the cases we just talked about and all the past cases, you should go to, and also the video of Queen Mary's mom giving her very inspirational speech, go to isgdpodcast.com
Or you can tweet at us at ISGD Podcast
on Twitter.
or email us at isgdpodcast@gmail.com.
We're on Facebook and shit.
And also, please mail us stuff.
Stop making Erin beg. Just
Yeah.
mail her something, goddammit.
Wait, I got one, but it was from Alexis, so I feel like that doesn't really count.
Hi, Alexis.
Hi, Alexis. Thank
What'd
you.
it say?
Appreciate you. It was her, like, Happy New Year card.
Oh.
So now I just have two on my fridge because
Aw.
it still comes here. Oh, but it's P.O. Box 2764, Spring Valley, California, 91979.
Beautiful. Go on our website, buy some merch.
Oh, yeah. Do that. Help support us.
Yep.
And,
We appreciate you.
motherfuckers.
Oh my gosh, we almost forgot. Again.
Oh, what?
We have a listener's goddamn this week.
Really?
Yeah, we got one.
We haven't had one of those in so long.
I know, listeners. Listen. Anyway, this one comes from Samantha Buckner.
Oh, hey, Samantha.
Oh, hey, girl. She actually sent us two. One of her husband and then one of hers. So let's do her husband's this week.
All right.
Okay, are you ready?
I'm so ready.
I haven't listened to it, so I'm super excited.
Oh, my God.
God damn.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Samantha, your husband sounds like a murderer.
Oh, jeez.
I love it. This is awesome. I feel like this is a close second for what should have been our intro, goddamn.
Ooh, that's true.
That is awesome.
Oh,
so
that's funny.
thank you, Samantha's husband.
Thank
Samantha
you.
did not give you a name, so you're just her husband.
You know.
Deal with it. And thank you, Samantha, for sending the goddams in. You're awesome.
So awesome.
And we're so sorry it took us a couple weeks to actually remember to play them.
Yeah. Yours will come next week.
Yeah.
We actually promised this time.
Woo woo.
Anyway,
Bye.
bye. And if you're all caught up on our podcast, stay tuned for a promo from Minds of Madness.
911, what's your emergency?
Every 60 seconds, a person is murdered somewhere in the world.
There was a shootout in my house. I can't believe it.
What causes ordinary people to do unthinkable things?
He stabbed me in my neck. And he says, look how easily I could kill you.
The Minds of Madness is a true crime podcast that examines the most disturbing criminal minds. We shed a light on the devastating impact these violent crimes have on the victims and their families.
When you get calls in the night, you know they're not good or they're wrong numbers.
You'll hear about the incredible strength of the survivors and what they did to fight back.
I was studying his face because I was thinking, if I get out of this, I'm going to get you someday.
Subscribe to the Minds of Madness podcast today on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, and Google Play.